and welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. I'm trucking right along. Maybe it's not as hard as I made it out to be. I maybe was putting too much pressure on myself to bring Vlogmas. Let's raise things up a little bit here. It's like being at the beauty parlor when they pump your chair up. Something that I thought today would be fun as part of Vlogmas is, well, that's some random tinsel on my tree. Would be to talk about some of my Christmas ornaments. Some of these ornaments I've had since I was a little girl, and then others I've collected. Now, all the ornaments aren't on the tree. Pretty much every ornament has a story. So let's start with some of the oldest ones. This is one of the ornaments that was made by my grandmother. Her name was Tootie, and she ran a ceramic shop here in Leavenworth called Tootie Ceramics. And she made, over the years, so many different ornaments. Here's an angel. She has broken. I have fixed her. I just can't, I can't throw them away when they break. I try to fix them all the time. 1972, so before I was even born. These are ornaments that my parents had on their tree as I was growing up. And here's a little Christmas tree. And my grandma did paint them. See, it says on the back, Mom, 1972, you know, because she's my mom's mom. But my granny, she was a very talented woman with the ceramics. I spent many years working and crafting in her ceramic shop. Definitely where I get some of my crafty genes from. Here's a little mouse sitting on a wreath. And up here we also have a little Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. And these ornaments have lasted almost 50 years, people. Almost 50 years. Little elf. Do you have an elf on the shelf? We do. I don't know where she's at right now, but probably off getting into some shenanigans. My little elf guy's thing came undone, so I'm gonna sit him up here to repair him for later. There was a whole series of nativity ornaments. I'm sure that over the years we busted them. That angel was a nativity ornament. And downstairs, I didn't get it out this year, is a whole nativity scene set that my grandma made. We called her Granny, so I'm just gonna call her Granny. My granny made it, and it's gorgeous. It's a ceramic manger. All the characters are there. The 3 wise men, the little drummer boy, a little kid playing a flute, all the animals that you would find in a barn. There's even ceramic hay bales. I haven't got it out because I normally put it on my fireplace, but my dog, I definitely don't want anything bad to ever happen to that. I have this little penguin ornament. There's a story about penguins in my last name. When my father-in-law was in the Army in Vietnam, he had somebody in his unit that couldn't pronounce his last name and called him Penguin instead of Pennington. One year I thought, every year I'm going to buy a new ornament. I'm going to go to Pier 1 Imports and I'm going to get a new ornament for my tree every year. And I only did that for like 2 years. So this is one of them. I probably should have written on it when I bought it. Mary made this for me in 2012. Mary is 14 now. So I don't know, you do the math. 8 years ago. I'm pretty sure she made this at school. So thank you, teachers. I love cardinals. This was another Pier 1 Imports. No, this guy I think came from Hobby Lobby. I just love cardinals, and if I could have my whole tree just decorated in birds, I would. But when Christmas comes around, I get a little bah humbuggity, and it just never comes to be. One year, my children went to this little thing that we have here called the Small Mall, and you send your kid in with $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever, and a list of people they can buy for, and they can go to different tables and pick out gifts. And one year we got best mom ever and #1 dad, because we are. Once upon a time, my grandma, my granny, she worked at Hallmark cards for a really long time, and she would get ornaments in series. This would have been my oldest daughter, Ariana. This would have been her 5th Christmas. And my granny would send us an ornament every year for that series. We did Crayola. She was just really into Hallmark. A lot of my family has worked for Hallmark cards. If you don't know what that is, they have factories here in Leavenworth and Lawrence, I think Topeka, Kansas. And they make, you know, cards and wrapping paper and ornaments. So I used to have a whole bunch more of these collectible ornaments. They are still in their boxes, and they're in storage. This one's broken, actually. It's broken right here, so it's worthless. One year for a church activity, I was in charge of doing a lesson about Jesus, and I found these little ornaments at Hobby Lobby, and all the little girls in my little group colored them, and we had a lesson about how if you choose Jesus over yourself, your life will be great. Ask me what I think now. We should do a vlog about that. No, I think Jesus is rad. I think, you know, I think Jesus is pretty great. So it's just perhaps organized religion that I have a problem with. Don't forget the P. This was hanging up here for a long time. This is one of those Pier 1 import purchases. My last name starts with a P. A P on my tree. This has a great story to it. When we first got the elf on the shelf, my children would leave the elf letters and say, you should bring this, or ask it a question. And then when the elf came, the elf would bring the item or answer the question. And once the girls asked, could you please bring us a reindeer bell? The elf delivered. It was actually a pretty magical moment when they saw this. It's a good memory. A little tiny ornament holds such a big good memory. That's pretty much it for the ornaments on the trees this year. We can't forget the homemade snowman. Some, school craft snowman. This actually is from Ariana, my oldest daughter, who lives in California now. She made this. Look at it, still hanging in there. No year on it, but she was just a wee little girl when she made this. It gets to be on the tree. We have our stockings. They're just standard. Nothing fancy. Every time I look at fancy ones, they're really expensive and I'm out. Mary did so good with the decorating. She even has like tucked around the edges. But here's another one that my granny made, which, look at that. It matches my stockings, and we happened to see a mouse in the house this morning. Maybe we could have him recreate this scene. I'll put that back over there in a minute. That's pretty much my Christmas ornament tour. I don't know what kind of ornament would be perfect to like commemorate this year. The poo emoji as an ornament that says 2020 on it. Maybe an owl, because I think if 2020's done anything, it's taught me a lot, and I've gained a lot of wisdom. I think a lot of us have. It's provided an opportunity for me to get to know my family better. Definitely spending more time with my children and my husband. And it's been fun. I was sad when they had to go back to school after summer break, because I was enjoying having them at home. Pretty much did decide, though, that I could never live in a tiny house with these people, or we could never be those RV people who travel around as a family. No, that's not for us. Thank you for watching my little vlogmas today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.